Ever wondered which country had the strongest army during World War II? Stay tuned till the end, because the answer might surprise you. Now let's journey back to the first half of the 20th century, to a time when the world was caught in the throes of a catastrophic conflict that would forever shape the course of human history. A time of World War II. This was a period when the strength of a country's military might was not just a matter of national pride, but a determinant of survival. You see, during World War II, the world was divided into two major factions, the Allies and the Axis, and the scales of victory were tipped by the sheer power of their armies. These armies were the frontline warriors, the defenders of their homeland, and the harbingers of their nation's destiny. The strength of an army was measured not just in numbers, but in the strategy, technology, and the indomitable spirit of its soldiers. It was a time when innovation and strategy met on the battlefield, leading to the development of some of the most advanced weaponry and warfare tactics of that time. Tanks, aircraft, submarines, and the resilience of the human spirit all played their part in determining which nation had the upper hand. So, how do we measure the strength of these armies? Well, it isn't simply about the size of the military. We're talking about the combination of manpower, strategy, technological advancement, and of course the impact they had on the course of the war. Now you might be thinking, who were these formidable forces? Which armies stood head and shoulders above the rest during this historical period? Well, prepare to be enlightened as we delve into the archives of history and bring you the top 5 strongest armies of World War II. Kicking off our countdown at number 5, we have the United Kingdom. The British Isles during the tumultuous years of World War II were a bulwark of resistance against the Axis powers. The strength of the United Kingdom's military lay not just in its numbers, but in its strategic prowess, and of course its exceptional naval and air force. The Royal Navy, the largest in the world at the time, was a formidable force. Its might bolstered by a fleet of battleships, aircraft carriers and submarines, it maintained critical supply lines and launched decisive assaults that turned the tide of the war. Not to be outshone, the Royal Air Force, or RAF, stood as a beacon of hope during the darkest days of the Blitz. Their Spitfire and Hurricane fighters became symbols of British resilience. The United Kingdom's strategic location, coupled with its ability to adapt and innovate, gave it a unique edge in the war. A potent combination of bravery, strategy, and sheer determination made the British forces a force to be reckoned with in the Second World War. Moving on, at number 4, coming in at number 4, we have the United States. As we delve into the annals of history, we uncover the colossal might of the American forces during the Second World War. A power that was not just about the number of boots on the ground, but also about the industrial might and the technological leaps that the United States made during this tumultuous period. Let's start with the industrial power. The United States was a titan of production during the war years. Their factories churned out a staggering amount of equipment, from tanks and aircraft to small arms and ammunition. This industrial prowess enabled the United States to supply not only their own forces, but also their allies, significantly bolstering the collective war effort. Now, let's talk about manpower. The United States Army swelled to over 8 million personnel during the Second World War. This massive influx of soldiers, combined with the country's industrial power, created a war machine capable of taking on the Axis powers on multiple fronts. The American forces, known for their resilience and bravery, fought fiercely in theaters of war that spanned the globe, from the Pacific to the European fronts. And we certainly can't forget the technological advancements. World War II saw the United States push the boundaries of technology. From the development of advanced aircraft and tanks to the creation of the atomic bomb, the United States was at the forefront of wartime innovation. These technological advances gave the American forces an edge on the battlefield, allowing them to engage the enemy in ways previously unimagined. This combination of industrial power, manpower, and technological advancements made the United States a formidable force during World War II, a force that was instrumental in shaping the course of the war and the world as we know it today. Don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying this video, but now, let's move on to the third strongest army. At number 3, we have Japan. A nation that, during the Second World War, stood as a formidable force to be reckoned with. Japan's military prowess was not just about numbers or technology, but about the indomitable spirit of its soldiers. The Japanese army was known for its discipline, a quality that was deeply ingrained in its soldiers from the moment they stepped into boot camp. In addition to their discipline, Japanese soldiers were fiercely dedicated. They were driven by a deep sense of duty and honor, willing to give their lives for their country. This dedication made the Japanese army a formidable adversary on the battlefield. But let's not forget about their naval power. Japan's Imperial Navy was one of the most powerful naval forces of the time. Their fleet, boasting some of the largest battleships and aircraft carriers, played a crucial role in the Pacific theater. We're moving into the top 2 now. At number 2, Coming in at number 2 we have Germany. A titan in its own right, Germany's military might during the Second World War is a story of sheer power, strategic brilliance, and revolutionary technology. Let's start with the Blitzkrieg strategy, a term that translates to lightning war. Blitzkrieg was a warfare method designed for speed and surprise. The strategy was simple yet devastatingly effective. Swiftly concentrate forces at the enemy's weakest point, break through, encircle them, and force a quick surrender. It was a masterstroke that caught many opponents off guard, leading to several early victories for Germany. Moving on, we can't overlook the technological advancements that Germany brought to the global stage during this period. From the formidable Tiger tanks, which were heavily armored and equipped with powerful guns, to the V-2 rockets, the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile, Germany's technological prowess was evident on the battleground. These advancements not only strengthened their military capabilities, but also influenced the course of warfare in the years that followed. But what really made the German army a force to reckon with was its efficient command structure. The German High Command, known as the Oberkommando der Wehrmacht, was a well-oiled machine. It was a system that emphasized speed, decisiveness, and adaptability, ensuring that the German military could respond rapidly to changing battlefield conditions. This command structure played a pivotal role in the execution of their Blitzkrieg strategy and the successful operation of their advanced weaponry. In conclusion, Germany's position as the second strongest army of World War II was a combination of strategic brilliance, technological innovation, and administrative efficiency. Their influence on the art of warfare can still be seen today, underscoring their impact and importance in history. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the strongest army during World War II was the Soviet Union. As we delve into the history books, we find the Soviet Union holding the prestigious title of the strongest army during the Second World War. With a staggering number of soldiers that reached well into the tens of millions, the Soviet Army's strength was not only in its numbers, but also in the fierce determination and resilience of its soldiers. The Great Patriotic War, as it's known in Russia, saw the Soviet Union's Red Army face unimaginable hardships. Yet it was these very challenges that shaped them into a formidable force. The brutal Russian winters turned from foe to ally, adding an extra layer of defense against invading armies. The bitter cold, coupled with the vast, difficult-to-navigate terrain, stalled and even decimated enemy forces, while the Soviets used their knowledge of the harsh conditions to their advantage. But it wasn't just the weather and terrain that made the Soviet Union's army the strongest. The Soviets possessed an indomitable spirit, an unyielding will to protect their homeland at all costs. This unbreakable spirit, fostered by a deep love for their country and a burning desire for victory, made the Red Army a force to be reckoned with. Moreover, the Soviet Union had the industrial capacity to support its large army, producing a vast number of tanks, planes, and other military equipment. This combination of large manpower, tactical use of their environment, and substantial industrial support culminated in the creation of an army that was unparalleled in its strength. The Soviet Union's army was a testament to the power of unity, determination, and strategic planning. It was an army that turned the tide of the war and played a crucial role in the defeat of the Axis powers. And there you have it, the top 5 strongest armies during World War II. You might be surprised by some of these rankings, but history is often full of surprises. Thanks for watching.